Hi, my name is Alexander Spredeman, and I am a project manager for translation services at Cummins. Cummins is a company that makes primarily diesel engines and electrical engines, and also different components that go in those engines. We have everything to do with transportation, and you may ask yourself why translation services in a company that is, mostly manufacturing. Well, truth is we have presence in over 190 countries. We have over 50,000 employees and then many more clients around the world. And the way we need to communicate is in the language of those clients and those employees. So my team is in charge of translating all of the communications, manuals, technical things that are going out in different languages. Um, I want to share with you also and answer a few of the questions that were asked. The first one is if the company requires us to volunteer and do things in the community, and what have I done? So we are not required per se to do things, but we are more encouraged to do them. And I am very close to Conexión Americas. And if you are in high school, you may have heard of some of our programs like Escalera and also NASA and other programs. So I have been very fortunate to volunteer and support this organization for about 5 or 6 years almost since I moved to the US. How has your career changed in the past 10 years? Well, translations are more important now than ever, with communications being so fast and actually in our hands. We have the opportunity to use artificial intelligence and machine translation to make sure that our communications are in the language that we need it when we need it. How we look at this in the in the next year is a lot of growth, definitely more use in technologies that have to do with artificial intelligence and how we train different engines to sound more like what a human would translate. And obviously all of these algorithms and way we train machines are not going to leave linguists or translators or even people that manage translation service out, but it will mean more on the reviewing side, more on the project management side. So there is still a lot of growth, and I think that it's not going to stop, but it's going to continue as the world is more and more connected through these technologies. What are the rewards for working at your job? I think the biggest reward is to reach people in the language that they understand. It was Nelson Mandela that once said that in order to reach someone's mind, you need to communicate with them in a language that they understand. But in order to reach their heart, you need to communicate in language that they know. So whenever we are listening to something or reading something, there is a language where we feel more comfortable, even, if English is our second language or our first language, our native language, we definitely feel more comfortable. And so that is the most rewarding part of my job, is making sure that when people read something, when they listen to something, that they are doing it in a language that really reaches their heart. And what skills students need to have to do my job? What do they need to be good at, and what sort of education beyond high school do you need to do for this job? Well, I think the first thing is to be very curious when someone is talking to you about a project that they want to translate or a need that they have, is being curious to understand really what they need. And so being a great listener and also having that connection with your customer is going to be great. As part of education outside of the school, I would say anything that has to do with understanding communication tools, whether that is, Adobe. If you like, human resources, that is a great career that you can go to. Anything really that is project management related. I personally did not start my career in this. I have a background in law. But when I moved to the States, I, changed careers, which was an easy transition because I think that my mind was always into projects and all of that. So I encourage you to continue your education, and yeah, hopefully I can see you in Cummins in the upcoming years. So it was great talking to you. Have a great day.